Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Trap, a Bears podcast by a Bears fan. I'm your host, Terry, and today, doing a film session looking at Mitch Trubisky versus the Dallas Cowboys in our Thursday night win. As mentioned before, Tuesday is when they put the film up, so here we are. So today, going to look at the completed passes for Trubisky. There is a lot of discussion about Trubisky's performance, but also a lot of discussion about the play calling. Again, as far as what I saw, I didn't see anything that jumped off the screen for me as far as Trubisky's play. I didn't see him do anything I haven't seen him do before. And so, me personally, I'm more interested in seeing play calling and seeing what type of designs are out there. So if they're any different or anything crazy that I didn't expect. Watching it live, I didn't feel like that was the case. I felt like I've seen us do similar things before, even if we haven't been doing them this season. So yeah, that's just kind of what I'm looking for. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this started. We got about 23 plays, which means this will probably go for a little while. All right, so we got trips to the left. And really, you see the curl combination again that we are accustomed to by this point. You're going to see curls from everybody on the outside, and the one slot takes it vertical. And, I understand that it can be effective. I'm not saying it's horrible, but I was tired of seeing it, but I understand that it can be effective. All right, so a nice pocket for Trubisky. And it is very interesting. This is one of the big reasons people were shocked about what happened is our D-line or their D-line versus our offensive line. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I've always said Leno is not a great player. He's just above average. And there's sometimes where he's really bad and sometimes a little better than expected. But I'm not going to lie. This game in particular, he looked every bit as bad as people have been claiming. Now, I've watched all the other games, so I don't think he has looked that bad consistently. But this is one of those games I'm like, yuck. So I had to say that. All right, so bunch trips to the left. And let's slow this down. Interesting. So we got the little flat route here. Looks similar to some we ran the previous week as well. And this is, so we've ran this before. At least to the trip side, where one person goes flat, one person curls, and the second person stacks curls. So I pointed that out last week where we ran this. The backside skinny post. I don't remember if that was on the backside of it, but I know this combination we definitely ran before. So anyway, you got one deep safety. You got the cushion. I mean, that's easy pickings. And look, the tight end. I don't even want to keep talking about it, but the people with the tight end situation, I understand people want to see more numbers out of that position, and it just comes down to numbers. But we know this offense has been struggling as a whole, and so there's this over-exaggerated hate on Burden and Shaheen, and there's this over-exaggerated praise on anybody that isn't them. And so definitely give credit to where credit's due to Holtz and everybody else that made plays when they asked them to make them. But they're in position. We didn't put people in position like this. And if we did, we didn't throw it to them. You could just look at the targets. And so again, they're playing off in the cushion. There's a deep middle safety. He just does a little skinny post, passes behind him, but makes the catch. And again, They're like, well, Shaheen and Burton couldn't get that separate. First of all, Burton is a 80 times better route runner than any of these other tight ends. Second of all, what did I tell you if you watched the Shaheen video and actually educated yourself? Zone coverage is where tight ends in general feast. You don't have to separate in zone coverage. If you design a play to attack the coverage, then the scheme's going to get you open. And that's what you saw right there. And so pocket was good enough. Leno was, I already said the piece about Leno. I wouldn't say the pocket was great because of Leno. All right, so moving on to the next. Let's see, we got 2x2 short. Little jet toss pass. And I'm surprised we haven't ran that more. And I do like this design because everything's short. So that sucks the defense in. So then that gives you a little better chance to get to the edge. Now the problem is David Montgomery does not do a great job lead blocking because he doesn't really know where he's going. And then Tariq Cohen, of course, doesn't know how to run the ball unless it's straight to the sideline. So there's that. Got to slow up a little bit to make that play pop. But that goes as a completed pass. All right, so trips to the right. A little confusion again. And the same curl pattern. And I'm curious as how many times we're going to run that. And we know that was a look that he definitely wanted to get to Tariq Cohen in the flat. But still, our same curl pattern. And I'm just curious as how many times we ran similar plays. Because that's where like, oh, it's totally different. And I like the wait. It felt different to me. But I'm like, let me look at the film. Because, you could be easily deceived in the moment. So it looks like they didn't bring much pressure. Tried to run a stunt, and they picked it up well. And it looks like it might just be Robert Quinn that really was giving Leno the business. But I'm just shocked DeMarcus Lawrence didn't do a lot of damage. Now, screen pass. And I said this again. People are like, oh man, you gonna tell me that the such and such was doing it? Like, dude, come on. You gonna tell me that anybody wouldn't been able to run this? So they turned him loose well. I mean, it was just a good job. It was just, Coward's a little out of sync, but it was a good job by Leno and Daniel, because what usually will happen, especially with us, we would get caught up in this and not get out in front. But you saw the timing was well enough where we collided with the offensive line to, set it up a little bit. But then we also got out to, some free blocks. So, it's just a well-designed screen, and we just have not had good timing with our screens all year. So, but we know the screen game is a big thing in the NFL as the defenses continue to get faster. All right, so we got 2x2. And, these end zone passes I was not a huge fan of. And I don't remember exactly this one, but the one against Jalen Smith later in the game was like, what in the world? And so that's dangerous. That's trust. I wouldn't say super dangerous, but that's trusting your receiver, definitely. You throw it low and away, which is good. But, that's just a tough pass. But Allen Robinson made a great catch. And again, that's why I gave him MVP. All right, so we got a short field. Well, This isn't in order, so I take that back. I don't know if we had a short field. This is third down. So trips to the right, and we run the curl pattern again. And we get a little bit of yak yardage. But we know this came back. Now, what I will say on this play, I don't think the block in the back was egregious or anything, but listening to Pereira, the force doesn't matter. They're taught if you put the hands on them, that's blocking the back. So if you're going by that law, then it's a block in the back, but I think that's, a bad penalty. Now, the face mask, the second one wasn't a face mask, but the first time they grabbed his face mask was definitely a face mask. Right there, that was a face mask. Now, as he was going down, that wasn't a face mask penalty, but they definitely could have called the first one. Either way, it came back. That was just more of a yak play by Anthony Miller, but you saw we threw it short and just kind of let him be an athlete, but I don't know that that's exactly a great play. All right, so bunch trips, let's see. And this is the same play we ran earlier, stack curl. Yeah, so this time, and I remember it was Allen Robinson last week that was on the backside, so he didn't run a skinny post, and I'm assuming, I have no clue, but the way I would do it is this is a check with me over here where you could definitely audible that route based on what you're seeing. So he ended up running, looks like a flag route. And I guess that's what, wasn't a whole lot open. So you just take what yards you can and try to get the field goal. So let's see the pass pro on that. And it happens fast. And you see they had a nice switch. And again, Leno was looking fine when it was not Robert Quinn. I believe that's who that was. Let me stop saying that was Robert Quinn. But I believe that's who that was on him earlier. All right, so we're in the second quarter towards the end. Empty set. Little movement. Little sprint out. Easy play. Got the cushion. Go ahead and take it. All right, so towards the end of the second quarter, heading into the end zone. And I was glad that we managed this correctly because I was really worried that we were going to mismanage the clock, especially with Nagy's past with clock management. But trips to the left, just looking at what we ran. So we see a flat route, maybe a wheel route. Nope, it's a flat curl. So this is our same curl combination. And so I believe that's 4 times already. So we get the quick hitter. 29 seconds left. Trips to the left. See, it's first down, so we had some type of penalty. And another dangerous pass where it was like that, because a lot of people thought that was intercepted. And so it's a curl route. Well, actually, let me go back and just look at the routes in general and see what the route concept was. But we know Miller ran a curl route. And it's going to just take a smart defender to start jumping these. So curl, he ran a curl, 2 verticals. And so you look back, and we got a guy wide open. And, they're jumping these curls. They're cocking and ready. I mean, you got a safety middle, but there's nobody here. And so you're throwing to a guy that already has one guy on him and then a second guy that closes on him versus looking to see if, what happens here. Now, not sure why that corner just let him go past, but that's what it is. Not going to say that would have been an easy read for Trubisky to make, but It's just, we've seen that example many times where we got better options out there. And so, you get some movement in the pocket. And I mean, you see like I said, you see the velocity. Trubisky has velocity, he has an arm. But that was dangerous, not gonna lie. And so I think we make a nice play there after the catch as well. Now this is the one, like somebody, I don't know if they were trying to argue this with me, but somebody was like, this was just Trubisky throwing a dime in the window. This was not no dime in the window. This was a dumb pass. Like, he's face guarding him, first of all, in the end zone. You don't make that pass. You just don't. I mean, that's especially because you tried Jalen 2 times before this, and he defended both passes. Now, that's not open. Now, honestly, we just ran a bunch of curls. And again, it's the same curl concept, and it's just unimaginative. Look where you are. You're in the white zone at that point. You got to be a little more imaginative than just running curl routes. And luckily, Robinson made a nice play. Luckily, they gave tie to the runner, as they say. But I would not chalk that up as a great pass or a smart pass, personally. And I could go to the broadcast, but I'm not. But if you go to the broadcast, they can zoom up and show you how close it was. And, like, he barely made that pass. And so, sometimes you get away with them. So we got double stack here, plus the little empty formation. Let's see what we ran. So Tariq comes out in the flat. Curl here, flat there, out here, vertical there. That's literally our curl concept, one of the variations. So far, it's been about 6-7 times that we've seen this. And anyway, short game, or, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So I don't remember if we got a penalty, but we're way behind the sticks on this, so probably was a penalty. Trips to the left. Curl concept again. The exact same curl concept. And I'm starting to see a pattern here. All right, so still in the third quarter. It's hard to read that scoreboard. I can't see exactly what it says, but anyway, empty formation again. And it looks like we're running a curl concept. We leave Tariq Cohen in to help on the blitz. They bring pressure. Cordell leaks out in the flat late, but yeah. You can see Anthony Miller frustrated. Let's see. I mean, by the time he runs that curl, the ball's already out. So nothing I would put on Trubisky. He had to make a quick decision. And we are nursing the lead, so, Now, this was a third down. And Cordell does a great job after the catch. He's a hard guy to tackle when he gets going. He's not super fast instantaneously, but he's a strider. And so he makes a nice play, and Trubisky really just doing the safe thing, but ends up getting the first down. So now, interesting play that we don't run nearly as much as any other team, and that's this little play action slant. Some might call it a RPO. And really, it looks like they were running a China route. But the one I don't get, we don't run a lot, is the play action slant. And that's Riley Ridley. Or Ridley, right? Yeah. Riley Ridley getting his first catch and losing his foot in a little bit. But that's like one of the main plays in spread offense. And we don't run that a whole bunch. But either way, that was a little different. I like that. And I mean, if we're going to be a spread team, why not? Especially when we run so many curls. You got guys sitting back on their heels, like hit them underneath. And excuse me, so that's the curl concept again, if you didn't see. We got Tariq Cohen coming out the back, but same curl with the vertical. And the coverage they were playing, it just made it easier for us to get that matchup out of the backfield with Tariq Cohen. But other than that, we are still running the same thing we usually run. And they do a little better job in the zone that time where the corner is playing his flat. But all right, so trips to the right closed. And another play that I'm so shocked we don't run more is a bubble screen. Like a true bubble screen. And I know people call them 1,000 different things, but a true numbers game. And I don't mean run it just to run it. As I said before, being more intentional. You got numbers here. Look at the way they're playing. This linebacker is out of the equation. You got 2 for 2. I mean, that's spread stuff 101. And so some of these things being more intentional. The skinny post on the backside of that bunch trips. A little bit of the play action with the underneath stuff, the bubble stuff. A little bit more has been intentional, but overall we see we are running the same stuff. we are running the same stuff. Here we go again. Curl pattern. And a good job by Trubisky. Actually, let me see. I went by fast. Good job by Trubisky completing that against pressure. And that's more what we thought we would see all game from the Dallas defense. But again, capitalizing early on those opportunities. And they got it pretty much covered. It's not super hard to cover that. But curl patterns are difficult to defend because usually you're behind the receiver. And so you can make it tough like they did in the end zone. Doesn't mean, they won't catch it. It's hard to see the downs. Okay, never mind. I see that. It's first down. Bunch trips to the left. Play action, bubble. Probably would have just went straight with the bubble or the smoke screen. That's not a smoke screen. That's a bubble. See, I'm not huge into the spread screen stuff. I like making fun of them. But actually, they didn't play action. He just hesitate. He gripped it and ripped it. I take it back. Good stuff. And that's just an extension of the run game, as they say, that we've seen before. All right, so motion, we got 2x2 on the center, play action. And nothing is there. And again, lucky. That's a bad, you say what you want. You be a blind fan all you want. That's not a good decision. Again, with these play actions, when we're not running the ball great, it's not fooling anybody. So then we get this curl here. We got this backside post or cross route, whatever. Had a vertical here. It just wasn't open. And Trubisky extending the play. But I tell you, Trubisky does not like to eat it. He does not like to eat it. And I don't, again, like we know Dallas snowballed downhill this game. But better teams are not going to allow this stuff. We already saw him throw an interception earlier. People are like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, man. No, Trubisky, man, you're just a hater. We saw exactly what happened earlier. People act like, and they do this all the time. If something works, they're like, oh, yeah, it was a great call. It was a great this. It was a great decision. As soon as something doesn't work, oh, well, that obviously mean it wasn't a good. That's not how it works. It could be a good decision. It could be a good call and still be a bad result, and vice versa. And so you saw what happens when it goes the other way and he throws an interception to nobody. And so a little bit of the swing pass again. This time we had it empty. And it was just weird to watch Dallas just really not adjust what they were doing against us. That was another interesting thing, especially in terms of bringing pressure. Like, they only brought it a few times. I wouldn't say a few times, but it definitely was a lot less than expected. All right, so I added a bunch of trips. Wow, what in the world just happened? Oh, so Trubisky scrambles and throws on the delay release. I like that. I like the little delay release. Something we could do more of. And again, just the curl concept. And again, I'm not trying to hate on these tight ends, but it's just like, what do people think they're doing? That's so different and amazing. He delayed release and nobody was there. He didn't jump over nobody's head, take it off their helmet, come down, hurdle somebody, spin around. Like, people act like they are going crazy or something. They're just taking open passes and doing what you can do with it. All right, so that's it. Those are all the completed passes. So, as we see, and I cannot wait. Everybody, me included, I wasn't hard into the stands because I said, let me wait and see. But everybody, yeah, that's how you call a game. That's how you call it. Now, Matt Nagy, I think Matt Nagy gave the play calling to somebody else. I'm sorry, it's hilarious. We ran the same crap we've been running this whole year. Oh my God, I can't wait for the comments. So funny. But anyway, yeah, so it's what I expect. It's what, I mean, you can listen to my recaps. I've said this. This Dallas really made a lot of mistakes. We capitalized in areas when we usually don't capitalize. And some things went our way. That's what it was, and we took advantage each time, and that put us in a lead that allowed us to coast to the win. So that is what it is. And on top of that, Dak Prescott, like I said, didn't do what he usually would do for his offense. So that's what it is. So go to the comment section. Let me know what you think about everything. Share it around, get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, stay up and bear down.